if you're okay.
I'm ready.
All right, so it's at 7 o'clock or close enough. We'll call the meeting to order for the Historic District Commission regular meeting of Wednesday, December 4th at 7 PM. For purposes of the tape, can we call the roll, please?
Alec Kokoska.
Mike Brassfield.
Gary Roberts?
Angie Nagel.
Alex Stakeen.
Outstanding. A quorum being present, we will move on. Next item is the adoption of the agenda. I have one quick little addition here. I'd like to add an item E and spend 2 minutes on an update of the design guide for you and tell you what's going on with that in Lansing. So with that revision, we could use a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Move that we approve the agenda of Wednesday, December 4th, 2024, as amended with E design guide discussion.
Perfect. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Angie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We have a plan. Next would be the adoption of the minutes of November 6th, which was in your packet. And I, by the way, have one question because, and again, thank you, Mr. Brassfield, for taking over on that meeting. And I had something I couldn't get out of everybody. It sounded like they did just perfectly. However, I have one question. In the item D for the replacement of the windows at 32440, Whitty expressed concerns about aluminum-clad exterior of the proposed windows. Well, there's more than concern about that. We don't want that. How was that left?
There was a lot to it. They need to come up with another solution.
Okay, good.
What they showed us was a nice window, but it was aluminum clad. It's an insert, I know why they're doing it, okay, because to put in a foot, the builder claimed that he couldn't get a wood insert. While that may be true, what they're doing is because the insert, they don't have to change all the interior trim, which can be
More expensive. We're talking about everyone over here?
30
Yeah.
plus.
30 windows?
Yeah.
30 windows, yeah, and he also mentioned the brick molding on the exterior too, the brick
Correct.
molding for the window.
Yeah, it's 30-plus windows, you know, that was tough to get them out.
We have never approved an aluminum
No,
window.
that's what we.
And I don't think we should start now.
Right.
Do
Especially
you
at
agree
such a
with that?
prominent.
So
building.
he's gonna bring this back to you or something?
I understood.
Okay. Because it wasn't clear from the minutes that this was coming back, but I'm glad that it is. Okay. Now, again, I wasn't here, so anybody else have any question about the minutes from November 6th? Any issue? If not, we need a motion to approve them as presented.
I'll motion to approve the minutes as presented November 6th, 2024.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We have approved minutes. Thank you very much. Moving right along, we are at the agenda item for public comments. If you're here in the public and you would like to speak to something that is not on the agenda, your time is now. It looks like seeing no one come rushing forward, there are no public comments. So we will move on to new business item A, which is consider the installation of a 4-foot picket fence to enclose the back and side yard at 26070 Carroll. Is that applicant here? Yes, can you please step up to the microphone and restate your name and address for the tape, please?
Sure. My name is Maxwell Smith. I live at 26070 Carroll Avenue, and this is my wife.
My name's Anastasia, and I also live there.
Welcome, and we did see your nifty computer modeling of the yard.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, very good. So basically, the wooden stockade fence at the back stays,
Right.
and you're bringing a nice wooden, I think it's cedar picket fence around the back to enclose the space there.
Yeah, we have 2 corgis, and we want to make sure that
They stay there.
They're stay there, yeah.
Okay, well, we've approved lots of wooden picket fences. I don't have any other question, but I do have one question for you. Are you guys on propane?
we are.
That's interesting. You might be the only people in the village that I know have a propane tank.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay,
I guess we're lucky.
They put in the propane after they got rid of the oil. I live
Yeah,
next door,
okay.
okay.
and we went to propane instead of,
Because now you could switch to natural gas, of course, it's gotta be cheaper, I would think, but,
That's,
It's on the agenda.
it's on the long-term goals.
Long-term goal. I was just surprised to see that thing. I guess I never noticed it before, but glancing back
Yeah.
there. Okay, and then are you gonna paint this fence, or I should know that, but
No, we're gonna leave it natural.
Yeah.
gonna leave it natural?
Yeah.
It'll be like the stockade then.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, okay, that works for me.
That's nice.
Alec, you okay?
Yep.
Michael?
Yep.
Angie?
Yep.
Alex?
It's fine with me.
Okay, then we could use a motion to approve the new fence at 26070 Carroll as presented.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to approve the installation of a 4-foot picket fence to enclose the back and side yard at 26070 Carroll Avenue. And we see it fitting to the historic guidelines, Secretary of Interior's number 9. So yes, we approve it.
Outstanding. Motion is made.
I'll
Is there-
second.
It's seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You are good to go. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, yeah, this is so
Good luck with the
exciting.
project.
Oh, thank you, yeah, very exciting.
All right, very good. Thank you again. Okay. Next is going to be the sign at 32760 Franklin Road, which we know as the Franklin. We used to know it as the Grill. But it's a kind of a cool looking sign. Is that applicant here?
I am here.
You are here. All right, well, please, for purposes of the tape, could you step up to the microphone and restate your name and your interest in this project? You are a sign supplier?
My name is Robert Dempster, and I own Dempster Designs,
Okay.
and we're here to show you what we're proposing.
All right.
I have
great.
drawings and actual material.
Outstanding.
How does that sound?
Can we put that image up on here?
This is the material. That is the color. So if you'd like to touch it and feel it, here you go.
Yeah, okay.
It will be larger. That's a prototype right there.
Right, I think the dimensions are in here. That is like a 36-inch,
Yeah, that's going to be a,
or no, this
that
one's a...
same material, and here, I've got drawings for you too.
You wanna pull that out? Yes, I think that's in our package, actually.
Well, that's, it says 36.6.
Yeah.
36.1.
Is that different than we have?
No, it's just larger,
Larger size.
Okay.
the same thing.
We did all this work for you so you can actually see it.
You weren't here, but,
And hold on, forgot more.
no, I don't believe, when he made the first presentation.
I'm not sure.
Thank you.
Isn't it fun to look at good drawings?
It is fun.
Sure is.
That's what we live for.
This is just a polystyrene.
I have to cast
Yeah.
that, so we're kind
Yeah.
of proud of it works. You feel that? See it?
Yeah, it's nice.
We talked about this one last.
Well, no, well,
Two different
you know
brackets.
what it is?
Two
I
different
don't
copies.
think it is. I think it's cut off.
And the curly Q on the top is different too.
Oh,
Those are two different ones.
I guess that's up for discussion. but, a wood one.
We talked about this one last time. We talked about this
Okay.
top. And there's two representative samples.
You're
in
right,
there.
you're right.
And a different color scheme on the color. Is the lettering gonna be gold or is it gonna be silver? Because there's two different
Oh,
colors.
it's gold.
Okay,
gold.
because the packet has silver
is
and
it.
this one has gold. Okay.
This is exactly the color and everything.
Is the top bracket gonna be the same on this one as in this
Yes.
photo or this
That one,
photo?
the new one.
Okay.
Okay.
The
No
large,
finials?
so the larger one is more accurate.
Yes.
Oh, I like to hear.
I feel like an oyster here.
I like this one better.
Okay.
I'm like an oyster.
And this one's located on the street side,
If he talks down.
Where,
near the south corner, or the north corner,
Which one? Yeah,
this
that,
round one.
yeah, that's a protruding sign. Yeah, it's a
Protruding
blade,
sign.
called a blade
Remember, it's
sign.
a building.
Right.
And it'll be double-sided, 36 inches. And inside that, the frame.
You say that again, inside a frame?
You see that? There's a,
Which one?
1 inch, 1 by 6.
yeah,
You can forget
this is,
this. This is not
a
accurate.
phase for inside that frame. outer frame.
So it's 4 inches thick,
Yes, that's
the sandwich side, yes, okay. It's not really in a frame per se. There's no other.
well, it
piece.
is. It is, it's in a frame and we put it together. It's two double-sided.
But it's flush.
Like an Oreo cookie.
It's what?
Like an Oreo cookie. It's two different pieces on either side,
Okay.
filling in the middle.
Yeah, it's flush,
Yeah.
Okay,
not like a picture frame.
it's not a
Yeah,
border.
and it's dimension to it.
Right, right. And, let me just make sure I'm looking at where this thing is.
I have a question, Bill. Bill, the address has to be 6 inches or 8 inches?
Minimum of 4, the individual numbers,
Right,
minimum of 4.
minimum of 4. What would you recommend there?
I'm not an aesthetic kind of person, so
Well, 6 to 8.
you all figure that out, and
No, I think it's important we get the, the right numerals up there, the right look.
ordinance and the building code says they have to be a minimum of 4 inches with a half-inch stroke.
What he means by frame.
Yeah. And that's the picture I was looking for.
A lot of times,
Right.
the fire department
Yeah,
has to
it's right
know
here.
that
It's
address,
bezels.
you have to be able
You're,
to see it.
yeah, you're so close to the street, just about anything you put up there is gonna be seen from the street.
Well,
So,
they call it
Okay, I know that.
Yeah, I
sure, no, that's good question.
So you need to put a date, we'll have to put a date on this one. This is the one he,
So the scroll work is good.
It's December 4th.
Not good on this.
no, that's not the one he wants. That's this one, which I like better than that one anyway, because I don't like the pair.
So I ripped out the page in the offending
Exactly, I
page.
know what you're saying.
Okay, well, those two are different too, so,
Different on this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, yeah, I guess you need to,
Not
you
like
need to
we have
line out
approve
this,
that.
Yeah.
and then
Or
write,
the,
write the date on it. And I think we can, if we do that, and I have no objection to this thing.
No, it's fine.
I think it's very nice.
Yep.
Can we do,
Andy, are you good with it?
Yeah, I like it, yeah.
Okay.
can we do 9 for signs as well? 9,
Yeah,
okay. So if I
it's
did.
an alteration.
Yeah.
Anybody have any other questions? Is there any concern from the public about this sign? Anybody have any? Okay. All right, then. I can tell you're warmed up here.
Sure. I move that we approve the application for 32760 Franklin Road as dated on November 5th, 2024, plus the additional larger size piece of paper from December 4th, 2024 of the front sign with the gold look in keeping with the Secretary of Interior Standard Number 9.
That is an outstanding motion. Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? You're good to go on signs. Thank you very
We're
much.
good to go now. Do we come back and apply with you, Bill?
You've already applied for the permit.
So
I
we're
go ahead and
good?
process it. You were only gonna be permitted for the one, the circle one. The square one or the rectangle one on the side of the building is not a sign regulated by the sign ordinance because you can't see it from the street.
So we're okay.
Yeah, that one's fine.
Right, we needed to approve it,
We
but
like it.
Okay. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
thank you for coming out.
You all look younger and thinner, I tell you. Thank you
Uh-huh.
very much.
Question his eyesight. Today he does. Okay. Next will be the consideration of an outdoor fireplace at 32750 and 32760, which also we know as the grill. And it's actually the Congleton House, it's right behind there. So, you want to continue to talk about that? Are you representing that applicant? Yes, same gig, could step up and put your name on the record with the tape, that would be swell.
Good afternoon, I'm Mike Yeager from Skillform Architects, and I'm representing the Ronin Group
Okay?
tonight. Also on that application was the exterior shed, outdoor shed, is that on there?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry, I didn't, it's not on the agenda, but it's on the application.
So, we are proposing to, yep, there it is, yeah.
There it is.
Pretty good. The exterior fireplace for helping with the sense of community and gathering and expanding for patrons. The outdoor fireplace will be gas, not wood burning. And, yeah, there you go. And so we just put together a quick little rendering to show everybody what it would look like, the colors. Kind of simple, not too crazy. And same with the outdoor shed area, which is going to be located by the dumpster. So there's a little rendering there showing that.
Why do you need that?
Well, I have brought Chef Nick here today,
Oh, very good.
How's it going, guys?
so you guys can talk about the menu and stuff.
Yeah,
So, the purpose for the shed is,
you stop.
For the
Could you
record, can you introduce
State your
yourself?
name for the
yeah,
record.
sorry about that. My name is Nick Geftis. I'm the executive chef and operator for this restaurant.
Excellent.
So here's what we're trying to do is bring a really great restaurant to the village, and we're elevating, you know, the food and the kitchen and ambiance and things like that. And one of the things that we don't have a lot of is storage space for the amenities that we offer. So, the main purpose, as I see it, for the shed is the upstairs level, the upper level that we host a lot of private events. We set that up in a multitude of ways. So when we are not using the tables and chairs up there, or not all of the tables and chairs up there, we need somewhere to put them. We operate another restaurant as well, and we're constantly bringing tables and chairs in and out for different party setups and events. And then the other things that we would like to use this shed for that we don't have a lot of storage space for would be like maintenance tools and things like that for the landscaping that we're investing in to, you know, make the place look good and be great for our patrons and villagers. So that would be the reason why we would like to have the shed.
Okay, so for scale purposes, this thing's about 1.5 parking places wide and about 2/3 of a parking place long, so that's to be the 15 by 15 there.
15 by.
And you're gonna be able to put that in without disturbing any of those nice arborvitaes that are to the,
That's correct.
West of it?
We measured the space first to give us the dimensions.
and that's similarly with the fireplace, there's a line of arborvitaes in behind it, that'll be able to stay?
Correct.
Okay. Was it?
There's currently a gap. You can see where there's like a gap that looks behind the fireplace. There is a gap there now. So it's not like we're ripping anything out to do that. That's already a space that's there.
So anyway, then back to the shed. So then you're gonna have the shed and the dumpster screen, and you're gonna basically black them all out.
Well, we're gonna paint it to the exact same color scheme as the pavilion, so it all matches because it's all right there with each other.
Benjamin Moore Midnight.
It's not actually black. It looks kind of black because of the quality of the image on the screen, but it's like a deep blue like you see on the cover there.
The midnight,
Yep.
whatever it is.
Midnight.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Benjamin Moore.
Yep.
And the shed is made out of what,
Looks okay.
Texture 111 or something?
It is built out of wood. It's a custom-built shed for us.
The siding will be plywood type siding?
Yeah.
Yeah,
correct.
yes.
Okay.
It's not T-111 then, huh?
Well, it basically is, that's what it is, Texture 111,
Yeah.
yeah. And then asphalt shingle roof,
Correct. To match the front.
right, to match the rest. So, well, I'm not excited about sheds per se. I can understand why you don't have enough space in there.
Yeah.
Right where that shed is, was where, remember back on the
Back for the
downtown,
old shed, yeah.
where the downtown design stuff was, we had, that, when we were connecting all the parking lots together, that was where the drive would have been, connecting that parking lot with the next parking lot to go down towards.
Right.
Because that's the cut-in right next to, because otherwise it gets wide. from
I
going
just
all
don't
back.
know if we're gonna live long
Ever.
enough to.
I will be dead before
They
that
could use,
actually ever happens.
they could
Yeah,
reroute it.
there's a little walkway even, now.
Yeah,
That you
there
can
is.
walk, a walking path, and we're not gonna disturb that, the 15 by 15 keeps it inside the walking path as well.
What we were talking about a couple years ago, there was a whole downtown design thing.
Yeah.
And there was a map of actually connecting every single parking lot on
Right.
both sides of Franklin Road, going from one end to another.
Okay.
And that was, I think, where the drive would have been, connecting that parking lot with the next one.
Which is a good goal, but I'm just not sure everybody.
It's a neat idea.
I'll be dead before it happens.
Yeah. Okay, all right, so I don't think I have any, again, I'm not very excited about having another shed back there, but I see what you're doing, what you can to make it match as cleanly as possible, so.
Yeah.
What can I say? And to the extent that the dumpster and that all works together, then with the pavilion, then that's good, so. You okay,
Fine?
Michael?
Yeah, yeah, I
Andy?
think they're doing the best they can.
Mr. Chair,
I'm fine.
Yes, sir.
this will be forwarded to the planning commission because it is a change to the site plan, minor modification. So if your motion could include your recommendation to them, I'm sure they would be grateful.
Okay, all right.
15 by 15 is the size, right? I mean,
That's correct.
it seems small for what you're saying, storing tables and maintenance equipment, but,
But that's okay.
All our, all,
Great.
all our stuff stacks.
okay, cool.
It all stacks.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late now. They already
Yeah.
gave us a drawing, and it's in the record.
If we had a little bigger space, a little bigger shed would be on the plans here, but we don't, so.
Right, no, and the way you have it set back in
Yeah,
there is better.
we didn't want to impede on parking, we didn't, so that's, we're good at doing the best we can with what we've got, so.
And I appreciate that, I really do. Okay, so then, as you heard, that we would approve the fireplace and the shed as proposed at the, wherever this is, 750 and 760 Franklin Road, with the understanding or the recommendation that the planning commission look favorably upon this application as well. That would be a good part of the motion. Anybody want to take a run at that? Okay, good. Go for it.
The ayes have it. All right, well, I will make a motion we are going to make a motion to consider to approve the installation of an outdoor fireplace and a 15 by 15 foot wood shed at 32750 and 32760 Franklin Road. This was as presented.
As submitted.
As submitted and with the approval of the Planning Commission,
With the recommendation that the planning commission approve.
along with the recommendation of the Planning Commission, we see that it fits with the character of the village, and we understand the needs of the organization, so we approve this as presented.
Right. And I think I'd go ahead and throw in the number 9.
Well, yeah, looking at our historic district guidelines and seeing that it is in line with the Secretary of Interior's standards, number 9, we approve this.
That is just an outstanding motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You're good.
I apologize, I've got one more item, if I could just sneak this in tonight.
Well, the motion's already
Yeah.
been passed.
This is for a light fixture. Is it something that we could submit and talk about tonight?
No,
Or do
Well,
we have to resubmit for?
we can talk about it.
we can talk about it. I'm sure it's let's talk about it.
Okay, here, let me just give this to you really quick. This just came up in the last 24
But it needs,
hours.
the problem is it needs to be on your application.
I understand that, and I was asked if I could present this tonight and hopefully get an opinion, but if not, if we have.
We can certainly
we're
give you
full
an
of
opinion.
opinions.
We're full of them.
We're very opinionated.
Yeah. I don't wanna take up too much of everybody's time.
Ah, that's,
Thank you.
So the issue is that initially we were approved for the 2 coach lights on the side next to the,
Right.
next to the door. And they'd like to switch to a coach light above the door. And this illustration shows. This illustration just shows the proposed light.
Are
actually,
you gonna put your numbers somewhere else then?
Yeah, I think we'll put the numbers underneath. So we'll adjust the light slightly just for the numbers. And we'll slide the numbers underneath.
Is this going to be able to be hooked into the emergency exit lighting? Because you are required now to have emergency lighting on the exterior doors.
Yeah, well, that would be the goal, is this, so it would kick on.
This could be incorporated into that?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
no,
Well, you're on a generator, so that would
we are, yeah,
probably kick on anyway,
Yeah.
right?
it would, yeah.
Okay,
must be like this.
thank you.
It would, yeah.
So, I don't see anything wrong.
I just want to make sure it wasn't going to impact what this is going to look like for them.
Yeah.
In some ways, less is better.
Yeah.
Do you care?
I actually like this better.
Yeah, I like having 1 instead of 2, even better.
I think it's more
I think it's-
balanced, actually.
Absolutely.
They don't have to come back for where the.
Yeah, I think what you can do, you don't even need to come back.
Okay,
But you need to fill out an application, give it to Mr. Denon, we'll
Okay.
consider it our next meeting.
okay,
And then, you know,
Great.
I don't see any objection unless one of our other commissioners who isn't here has one, but I don't see it.
Here's a big.
great. We're just in a hurry to try to wrap it up, and we wanted to get everybody's.
Please.
I would say
Right.
keep,
Okay, great.
We're excited to keep it moving today.
it's just that we can't just throw things on, because that would,
I totally
Yeah.
understand, I appreciate
But
it.
you'll have a
Hey,
smooth,
Gary,
you'll have a
do we have
smooth
any
go
issue
at
with
it.
where they put the numbers then? Or we don't have any concern with that?
not
As long as they ask Bill to decide.
because it's all, that's all reversible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for coming in, I appreciate it.
See, if you look at the bigger one, I like this much better. This gives you a better perspective. It would look kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of jammed in there.
This is much better.
Yeah. All right, moving right along, we're going to consider painting exterior window trim, soffits, corner trim, and 2 existing light fixtures and 4 interior fixtures, which we don't normally care much about, at 32,800 Franklin Road. Are you here, sir, for that? Please step up to the microphone and state your name and address.
All right, my name is Ennis Kesto. I'm with St. Joseph Building. I'm the new general contractor for the Van Every building.
Okay,
That was, I believe, a typo, maybe on my end. It's actually, we're going to add 4 exterior lightings, not interior.
okay.
Yeah, so that's probably why you were confused on that.
So before you get into all that.
Sure.
Can you explain to us what is going on there?
I'll do the best I can because I was brought in a little bit after all the chaos.
Well, there's been plenty of chaos.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at the edge of blight, in my opinion. So how are we going to, what's happening here is what I really would like to start with.
Okay, so I was contacted by the owner of the building to come in, take a look at what the previous contractor had done and not done, and kind of just take over from, and finish up what he started, and kind of fix a lot of the mess that he created inside the building as well. So,
Okay. And is this with a particular user in mind, or is this
So-
speculative work at this point? or
so right now, what she has in mind, which, right across from the building is kind of like that standalone building where, I forgot the name of the shop. Yes.
The event planners, yeah.
Yeah. They would like to move actually into the space downstairs because it's much larger. So they're looking to move into that space. Office buildings upstairs, so it'd be just for general office use. And I believe either a nail or a hair salon or some kind of combination of both on the other unit across from the unit we see here. So that's her general idea. So she's trying to bring in a little bit of mix of some service, some retail, offices would be upstairs.
Okay.
There's no particular client.
No, not yet. This is just kind of, she's I think she's working with a real estate agent who's kind of just throwing out,
Other than the Event Bliss people
yeah.
that you know of.
Yeah, other than Event Bliss, because I know they came across and they had an idea of what they would like to do in that space and gave some ideas of what they would like to see in there. So I don't know what the plan is between them and the owner. Once they figure that out, they'd let me know, and we'll do the work accordingly, but that's still kind of in the stages of the works right now.
I just think it's important that this thing move along.
Yeah.
We get the stuff off the windows and it doesn't look abandoned and,
Yep.
is lit up and
Yeah,
clean and.
actually, over the last 2 weeks, we've made a lot of good progress. We've cleaned up all the walls in the interior. Our plan was to do some exterior, but now because of the weather, it's probably not gonna have to be done until spring to do a lot of the repairs, and we propose to paint all of the trim on the corners, soffits, around the windows and doors, and the doors themselves into, I believe you have the color sample. It's a Sherwin-Williams iron ore. It's kind of like I'd say like a shade lighter than a charcoal gray that, yeah,
To go from the green to more of that dark gray.
Yeah.
Color.
yeah.
But the field color will stay the same or what?
Yeah, all the white will stay white. So that's just gonna get repainted to white after we do a lot of the patching and fixing.
Well, that's where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Is that whole thing
The
gonna be?
whole thing's gonna be white, yep, just gonna remain the same color. Only
Then-
the trims are gonna change.
Okay, so these trims that are circled on here, all the green is gonna be the
Yep.
charcoal color?
Correct.
Okay. And Mr. Denon, how are they doing with the rest? I mean, are they getting permits? Because there was a while there was no permits, you were trying to,
Yeah, we finally got the foundation worked out. So the foundation, the building is now structurally sound in the foundation end of it.
that's good.
That was a process, trust me. They had an architect design it, they had people go in there and try to build it that way, and they had no clue of what they were doing. Somebody else came in and did a little bit more, and we finally got a stop to that, to the point where not this gentleman, but the previous gentleman, we finally got it worked out where the foundation under the main part of the structure is together. Nothing was actually done under this end or the other end, because those are on crawl spaces. So, but we got the basic foundation put together. You don't stand there and look outside through the missing stone walls anymore, so I think it's.
There was some over live load in there as well.
Oh, yeah, clearly. And that has had additional beams and posts and stuff put in the basement area, so it's pretty stable at this point, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
They've done quite a bit of cleanup work on the inside. They had a lot of, because the building has been vacant, they had a lot of plaster on the inside they had to actually take out and drywall, because it was just cracked all over the place.
I found out that they did not take out the plaster, they just put drywall over the plaster.
In a couple of places, that's true.
Yeah.
And in some other places, they did remove it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's a little both that went on.
Yeah,
I'm not so concerned about the overlay within the stairwells, because those become rated assemblies to the tenant spaces. And another layer of drywall can only help. But,
Yeah. So you're satisfied from a life safety standpoint that this thing is?
we're getting close. I mean, we're obviously, before it's all said and done, we gotta make sure they got the right exit lights, emergency lights, that kind of thing in the building. I'm not sure that that's totally complete yet. We finally got the electrical on the wing that sticks out the back, which is on the other picture, the other entrance. We got that electrical, that one there. When you go in that entrance, there's a space both up and down, and that electrical finally got approved. So, bits and pieces, I don't know, you and I haven't really talked on.
no, we've talked on the phone, but we haven't really
Okay, on
met
the
yet,
phone,
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
we haven't really met on site. I haven't been
Yeah.
out there in quite a
No,
while.
not yet.
but It's getting, the inside's getting put together. It's been a long, slow grinding process.
This committee is primarily concerned with the exterior
sure,
aesthetic.
yep,
However, if you cross the line into demolition by neglect, then we get re-engaged. And if it starts to fall in or fall down or otherwise, Mr. Denon is concerned, then we will get concerned.
absolutely. And that was one of the first things we checked before I even took the job, that way There was no issues between myself or the owner, or, somebody didn't say anything, kind of deal. So
Oh,
I did contact the architect who did the drawings.
Yeah.
And he did come in, to take a look. So he's in the process of writing a report that he's actually satisfied with the work that's,
the work
with it
that-
done
yeah,
there, yeah. So once I get that from him, I'll.
Wasn't what he drew the first time, but it is
Yeah.
substantial.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, from what he saw, yeah, he said the person, whoever did the basement, didn't really follow it, but he was satisfied with what he saw, and he's gonna write a report. Once I get that, I'll forward that to you.
Thank you.
But yeah, once he kind of told me that he's fine with that, then, we started to move forward with all the interior work. But as far as exterior work, we wanted to replace, or not me, the owner wanted to replace all the upstairs windows. They're not in the best shape. However, because of the cost of wood windows is excessively high, and I know there's no way I'm gonna convince you guys to do any vinyl windows. So I actually found somebody who is able to take them out to just fix them up, restore them, and put them back in at a
That's the right
much
mindset.
cheaper cost.
that is
So
the right answer.
everybody's happy with that, so. And it's actually, I'd say all of them are done. Some of the hardware that he has to order is about a couple months lead time for the cranks to open up the awning windows and things like that, so, but that's not a big issue. But as far as the windows looking good, from the inside, they look almost brand new. From the exterior, we haven't touched much until the paint gets approved. That way, once he repairs them, we'll paint all the trims and the soffits and the doors, yep.
So the applicant, before us tonight, we have the trim, which we just talked about.
Yep.
And the color, which we have.
Yep.
And then you have these wall pack lights.
Yes.
Which,
I've got some concerns with those myself from an ordinance standpoint. This is the first, I mean, when it came in is when I saw it. I have some concerns relative to how that lighting is going to work on that building. I noticed these wall packs rotate, which is probably not a good thing. But I'm just saying, from an ordinance standpoint, I'm not sure how good they're gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
From a historic
So the
standpoint,
reason my electrician actually is the one that recommended the ones that rotate is because of the buildings nearby, we're able to control where the light is projecting so that we're not bothering any neighboring buildings. And I mean, even driving by here at around 6 PM, when I drove by the building, it's pretty dark, so it needs a lot of lighting outside.
well, and we've kind of deliberately kept it so that it isn't like the mall.
Right.
Okay? In these wall packs, in exterior lighting, the light you just looked at seems to be more in character with the building. Now, there's a school of thought here that says a wall pack is a wall pack, and Mr. Colonel Van Avery never had any of those in 1870 anyway. So we should do is find the narrowest, smallest little thing that'll fit on there, like the bollard lights that we put in this, they're just trying to make them disappear. So that might be the school. What is the dimension of these things?
I did send
20
over,
So it's what is it, centimeters?
What, are these in centimeters, or what am I?
Centimeters, 253 plus or minus?
310 by 320.
Well, how big is that in inches?
divided by 2.54.
Yep. So it's 12 inches wide and 12 inches tall, basically.
It's not big.
So those are roughly the same dimensions as, there are two existing lights on the side of the building, where it's kind of like that one-way entrance towards the back of the building.
Meaning on
So
the south
those-
side of the
Yeah,
building?
so those would be the two that we would replace. I don't know if you can see them in the pictures here.
That,
Over the meters?
You know what, I probably cut it short.
Oh, is it all the way
Right
down?
Here, and then there's one all the way at the front next to that red circle.
Is that way all the way at the end, right at the bottom of that window?
Yep, that one right there. So it's gonna be the same dimensions as far as height and width, but skinnier, so it's more towards, more against the wall, so about half of the depth of that light.
Your picture here shows it washing up and down.
Yeah, so it has two lights where you can kind of have an uplight or you could project them both down.
well, I'm trying to get,
Yeah, it doesn't rotate like a lighthouse.
no.
Yeah, the base of it is 5 inches.
And actually, the
It
dimension.
sticks out 9 inches,
very big.
and it's 9 inches wide.
9 inches, oh, so it's not, it's
It's
really
not
small.
big at all.
It's 9 inches wide. It projects 9 inches out, and then its profile is,
It's just, in the daylight, when you stand there and look, that's gonna be some contrast to the rest of the,
Right.
you know, mid-1800s building, right?
Right, yeah.
But the question is, can it be as small and as inconspicuous? I understand the need for some exterior lighting, I do. So then it comes a judgment up here.
He's not, by the way, the owner is not set in stone on that specific light. This was just something that my electrical contractor is the one that recommended, just because of the size, and they're not as bright as the picture shows them, at least from what he told me. But, you know, if the preference is to do something like a different profile, different look, she's not set in stone on that specific
I
look.
just think if you put them in these locations, the uplight part of that's gonna be a little weird.
Yeah, that's why I brought up the fact that it showed up and down. And
I know, and
I don't
but if
think
you,
up
if you
is-
stand back now and put 2 uplights on that wall, you're gonna think,
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
Because they're so high up. Now, if they were like in the middle of the wall, it would be different, yeah.
I would say to you this, we're good with your trim, we're okay with the concept of some kind of a light fixture out here. I'm not really excited about this one.
Sure.
Could you find, it can just be very simple.
Yep.
And as small as you can make it,
Okay.
we could put on there, and I wouldn't try to uplight. You're not set
Yeah.
up for that.
Well, that one just has the option to do uplight, so it's not necessary to do the uplight.
Yeah, they have to turn it, you could turn it.
Yeah, we
the
just
other
turn it
way.
and
Yeah,
have
you
it
don't
both,
have to turn on the uplight.
yeah.
Okay.
oh, I see, they're
Yep.
two
But
separate.
it's got a dual
separate,
purpose.
But see, once you get it,
Packs
then,
It seems like something more 1800s of the time, like something more in style that would be downlight, that would still give you more than enough light.
if there
That's
is
not
such a
like-
thing.
If that exists.
Yeah, see, that's why I said, is it, we better to take the bollard approach and give me just some
Yeah.
narrow little strip and attach it to the wall?
Yep. Shoot
And,
down.
and not a fancy scrolling
Yeah.
thing like we just looked at.
Yeah.
But, you know, so you see what I'm saying?
And I'm sure you wouldn't want the whole parking lot to look like a stadium either. You want it to be,
No,
Well,
the
no,
light
'cause
should be a little.
You'll get thrown out with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
So it has to be very subtle. Certainly the light can't encroach into the neighboring site at all.
no, I
Yeah.
think
So you just need to generally wash down the wall and a little bit of the parking lot light.
Okay.
And if you could show us the photometrics of that and a fixture that's as clean and simple as square little, like a little piece of 2x6 stuck on the wall.
they make pancake LEDs that just
Yep.
shine down.
Right. But it'd be nice if it had a little edge so it was concealing the
Yeah, so
bulb.
it's not,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
kind of just pointing downwards.
So like the bollards on the street, the little short bollards on the street, if you go by like the bank, have a little metal piece up and a little metal piece out that it shines down and gives a little circle.
Yeah,
Right.
yep.
Like
That's
just
what
the
part
metal
of-
strip, not the metal up and across, but just the metal strip up on the wall.
This committee designed that as part of our streetscape.
Nice.
And said those pieces are just gonna disappear. They're gonna have little pools of light here and there in the real dark spots. That's all you're trying to do.
Yeah, and then we can actually probably paint them the same color as the trim. That way,
that would be
it
perfect.
would kind of.
I mean,
Or even
that being said, you know, when you look at what this fixture is, it's like a designless fixture. They're not trying to add any kind of, like, it's just basically a frame holding bulb packs.
I know, but I
And
don't-
So I know what you mean. If it was just a little bit smaller and.
Smaller, and frankly, I don't want to, 2 years from now, when you've gone to the next job and Bill's sitting here going, why are they shining up now?
Yep.
Then you have to be more involved. Yes, sir.
One thing we haven't discussed at all, and I don't know that I've even discussed it with him, but that sign out front
Is tired.
needs a lot of attention, so I would like maybe you to offer your take on that as he moves forward.
Right, the whole idea of that originally, when there was like 6 different tenants in there, was a way to create a sort of an old-fashioned looking multi-tenant sign, if there
Right.
was such a thing. But now it's got 9 different colors of white on it, it looks terrible.
The owner agrees, by the way. The owner agrees with that sentiment.
Oh, okay, so.
Yeah.
At the very least, are you thinking of maybe repainting and relettering all that to be consistent with?
And I told her we'd have a separate meeting for this, to bring it in, but she's looking at just changing the sign.
Okay,
So once she talks to a sign company that brings in some designs, that's gonna be like a whole separate thing that I might not be a part of, but I know she wants to change that sign.
Right.
You
We
know,
like to
something, yeah.
keep the sort of rustic character.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
That one just is way past its
Yeah,
prime.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to see that, an internally lit aluminum sign out there either.
Right, yeah, I told her, don't even try to bring any LED signs or,
Yeah, no.
things like that.
Yeah,
so-
if it moves or flashes or does anything like that.
Right, so,
It won't.
yeah, I mean, I recommended her a few sign companies that she's gonna get a hold of, so once they have a design that, or a couple designs that she likes, then I'll have them pull their own separate
And they'll
permit.
be
things like
coming
that.
here
Yep.
and they'll be getting permits for each one.
Correct, yep.
So I just wanted to have that
Yeah.
conversation while
Yeah,
you're
well, I
here.
think that's a real good point, too.
Yeah.
The landscaping down there this summer was mostly atrocious.
Yep.
With weeds and everything else. So
Yeah,
if
I got her,
Wow.
I got her set up with a great landscape, company that is
Yeah.
taking care of it, and now they're gonna do her also. snow
Sounds
removal.
like we're making progress. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to to get a motion that approves the trim as proposed and ask you if you wouldn't mind coming back sometime and talk more about light fixtures.
Sure.
That would just be great. So we would actually approve part of this application and table the other part. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
All right.
Now, just to be clear, when you say come back, you want me to come back January, or is this something we'll do outside of the meeting like this?
Well, no, we have to meet publicly.
Yeah.
So if
Okay.
it could be January, it could be February, whatever.
Oh, whenever the
We-
next meeting is.
We meet the
Have
first
them-
Wednesday of the month, unless
Yeah.
there's nothing to meet on, then we don't meet.
Let's try some other
When you have your stuff, bring it in and we'll tell you what the next meeting you can do. Because
And-
we're a little flexible, but we're not gonna do the night before the next meeting and say, we need at least a couple weeks in
Yeah,
between.
of course, okay.
And as Mike just said, if you want to bring a couple options with you, that
Yeah,
would be, that would
I'll
be-
talk to the electrician, maybe have him bring some
Yeah,
actual
he's-
lights, yeah.
Find the narrowest
Yeah.
little concealed fixture thing he can
Yep.
find, and we'll,
Least conspicuous, that's all.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're saying.
Okay,
So with that, then, we could use a motion to approve the trim color, which Meg has,
Is iron something.
iron, whatever it is.
iron ore.
Iron ore.
Iron ore, at
Sherwin-Williams.
32800 Franklin Road, where the trim is currently painted green. That makes it easy.
Well, they did put everything down that they're gonna change, so.
What's that?
They did put down here, all doors, windows, door trims, corner trims, and soffits to charcoal gray.
Right, but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
It's the green, yeah. So I think we're fine with that. And then we'll just ask that you to return with, we're not gonna approve or disapprove any light fixtures tonight. We're just gonna let that one ride.
Perfect,
All right.
okay.
All right, so that sounded like a great motion, Mike. Is there a second to that?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, good, outstanding. So Meg, you'll be able to clean that up.
Oh, it's easy.
All right, thank you for coming in.
thank you so much.
Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work down there. We need
Yeah.
some.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Okay, just so you know, I think I put out an email to this, but that Haley Schreiber, who was our SHPO lady, was back in town. I toured her around and showed her all the ins and outs and everything. We talked about the design guide. I didn't realize this, but they actually have to approve it. So SHPO has, I submitted it to her whenever she was here in November, and they have 45 days to either approve it, make comment, or I assume it's approved if they don't. She didn't see any big deal with it because it wasn't materially different than the other one. We did pick up, when you see it, you did see it electronically, didn't you? So nobody had as much in the way of comments, so I just went with it. I cleaned up a couple of other small things and have gone to her with that draft. So we should have that back to her in December. And what I really want to do, Meg, is we're talking about this right here. At some point, because we did this years ago, I'd like to make up enough of these spiral bound things to give one to everyone in the district. Because I've talked to more and more people lately who say, yeah, I have a historic house too. I said, oh yeah, you're in the district. Yeah, what district? You're in the historic district. What does that mean to me? There's some people that just don't know. So I want to write a cover letter, and I'd like to get the village to mail one to everybody in the district, at least every homeowner. And then I have promised the church board some of them. So I'd like to do that. And our friends at McKenna have done a nice job of sort of marshaling this through for us. I'm assuming he can pick it up and take care of it for you, so you don't have to get too involved. But we need to get the state to sign off first, and then we'll take it from there. I just wanted to give you the updated program here, but that's what we're gonna do. Mr. Denton.
When you're done with that, I want something else, just a FYI.
I'm done with that. I was just trying to bring people up to speed on it. What else?
My understanding is Janine Meldrum's property has sold.
Oh, that could be good or bad.
Right now, you're not gonna be happy, but I did I dissuaded him from thinking he could split that property up into a bunch of pieces, because he can't, okay?
Well, I don't know whether he could from a zoning standpoint.
From a
You're-
zoning standpoint, there's not enough property to split it anywhere, it's still one big chunk.
Okay,
and
because
it's kinda-
we, as a commission, probably wouldn't, if they wanted to sell a piece off, that's not our concern.
Oh, no, I understand that, but he already inquired, and I said, no, that's you gotta have 100 and some thousand square feet, and you can't make 2 out of it. I'm just telling you, though, informing you that I believe that property has been sold.
Does he anticipate restoring the house?
I'm not sure, because
Who is it?
It's a builder.
Do you know his name?
I'd have to look back in my notes.
I wonder if it's anybody we know.
Somebody that I've dealt with in the past, that's all I know. I don't remember the name, but he's a high-end builder. So I don't know
Okay.
whether that means it's going away or not.
Well, he needs to be reminded that he is now a part of the historic district, and that demolition
Is that
will.
property part of it?
It is now.
Ah, okay.
Which house are we talking about?
We're talking about the house directly across from the cemetery, on the top of the hill, with the slate roof that we added
Yeah.
to the map.
Oh, you got it. Okay,
I haven't seen that.
I'm not aware, but, yeah, I haven't
That's the
seen
one
that.
with the hole in the roof?
You got.
The slate,
The
the
s-
hole in the
yes,
slate?
yes.
That has the- Yeah.
Yes. And that lady,
property's down to-
that lady wrote a letter that said, wanted her property included. We said, okay. Well, that's after Eileen Haravan chased her down in Florida.
Well, yeah, well, I understand Janine, on any given day,
That's right.
has difficulties remembering what the day before was. I've
Well,
had
let's hope-
numerous
It was a good day.
conversations.
Let's hope that doesn't come back to hurt us.
Well, not if she agreed and it's been already changed, it probably won't. but-
So this is where we changed the line. This is her. So this is this black line is the local district. We now moved it, we now move it so it includes that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the red line is the local district. We now moved
The
it to
other
include
building's
that.
a
Right.
Garage, used to be a barn.
Yeah, that's not too high.
Yeah, and I was giving it a little bit of time until our design guide was reissued and everything was, before we went over to her and said, hey, you gotta fix your roof. But she is in the district now.
Ah, I was unaware of that.
So if we have someone,
So when I
I'd like to
get
head
the
off, I'd like to
builder
head
made
off
you
whatever we can do to sort of head this off.
I'll make contact again. I gotta go back to my notes.
Now you got a really good
it-
reason to
Is
contact.
this the place, so Romany and Franklin Road, right? Is it right
Yeah,
there?
it's where scenic dead ends.
You got the slate house here, and isn't there something here, and there's a big house here? And there's like the horse fence right around here?
Yeah, it's this one.
Okay, the building that you see.
It's right there.
Franklin Road
Yeah, with the
is
slate.
actually
That's
a
like-
garage.
Okay, that's because it's like an old
Behind
wagon
the
shed
garage
almost.
Is a house.
Yeah, but then there's the big old house that goes down the hill, right?
Well, there's 2 back there.
Yeah.
Rosenthal
Yeah.
lives in one of them,
Yep.
and the other one sold. I
This is the
can't
one with the
remember other-
turret in the front. In
Yeah.
fact, we actually have a picture of it in our new design guide.
So,
It's in there and the map's there too.
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
is that the map of where the line got drawn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it include Steve's house or not?
Whose?
Rosenthal.
No.
See, this is dated,
So it went down the driveway.
It's just,
Yeah.
this red line was the local line. Now the red line's moved over to here, where the national line was.
Oh, okay.
Picks up
Yeah, 'cause
Lamont's.
you got the house on the hill and you got Rosenthal.
And that's but they're not in.
They're not.
this
in.
copy is
Okay,
March
now-
19th, 2024, so.
That's the
it-
last one,
that's-
that's the sample.
That's,
Yeah, this is the new one. See how this thing steps around here?
Yeah.
Okay. No, cool. I understand that now.
And in here is a picture of her house because it's so cool looking,
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Right.
Well, but
from a distance.
today,
We cleaned up a lot of this crummy photography.
Yeah.
He actually, I just sent him, I said, go out there and take it again. but someplace in here, we have a
That,
page.
and then, yeah, then it keeps going.
Yeah, I've been looking at it, because I was trying to figure out, yeah.
I think you just passed
That,
it.
that shed has slate missing, or the
Okay,
garage
you're right.
has slate missing. It's awesome.
That's it,
That one's on my list, was on my list. Yeah,
in the design guide.
awesome.
Draft.
Draft.
So now you can get out there and
Maybe we
be
just,
preemptive.
Oh, I was looking forward to that.
That's why we pay you the big bucks, Bill.
maybe we just put a copy in the mailbox and.
You know what we really should be doing here is, at 7:55, we'll motion to adjourn this meeting, and we can keep talking if you want, but we're adjourned. Yes, now we're off the